Mahabaleshwar is a quaint little town nestled in between the Western Ghats. It is a city that usually is pretty quiet but only gets a lot of tourists during the winter months from Mumbai and Pune. And it is famous for its strawberries and the Maypro garden that it's really famous for. Mahabaleshwar actually has quite a rich heritage with the British, and currently people flock to enjoy the nice cold weather and the strawberries in Mahabaleshwar during the winters. Now, like I mentioned, our ancestors weren't one who shied away from an adventure, and I, following our ancestors' footsteps, am actually here in Mahabaleshwar to explore what Mahabaleshwar has to offer. I'm not interested in Mahabaleshwar, I'm interested in the road that leads to Mahabaleshwar, which is called Ambanali Ghat. And I have the all-new Hyundai Tucson with me for this adventure. Let me give you a brief history of what Ambanali Ghat is. The road from Mahad that goes all the way to Mahabaleshwar, which is the road less travelled, is Ambanali Ghat, and that is the highest motorable pass in Maharashtra. Now, my colleague Nitish was actually lucky enough to enjoy the highest motorable pass in the world with the Hyundai Tucson, but I did not want to shy away from that adventure, so I took the keys for the all-new Hyundai Tucson to see what Ambanali Ghat has to offer, and that is what you're going to experience in this video today. Welcome to BBC Top Gear Max in India. This is Yash Sunil. Let's begin. The Hyundai Tucson is extremely attractive on the outside. With its signature LED DRLs and its light bar at the rear, it actually looks extremely attractive and catches a lot of eyeballs as well. Not only that, the exterior design has a nice amount of cuts and creases, making it look very muscular and very attractive. It is something that makes it look like a sporty SUV and not a family SUV. And for that, the Hyundai Tucson really grabs people's attention. And yes, it grabbed my attention as well. And I found it very charismatic and beautiful. Now, for this adventure of mine, I was given the keys of the Hyundai Tucson, and I'm quite glad that I'm actually driving the Hyundai Tucson. Not only is it fun when you're on the highways, because this 2-liter diesel is actually very punchy and quite capable. Moreover, you have all the ADAS features to keep you safe when you're out on the highways. Keep the cruise control at 100, and you don't actually have to do a lot while driving because the car is doing most of the driving for you. Nonetheless, you should always keep your hands on the steering wheel while driving and always be attentive while driving. Now, when I'm talking about Ambanali Ghat actually is a very smooth piece of tarmac that actually have quite a lot of twists and turns, and that is where the Tucson got into its own stride because, one, you have all-wheel drive, so you don't have to worry about losing grip on any corner, and it puts it power down fantastically. Another thing that really caught me by surprise that this is a premium SUV and the suspension doesn't feel like the same because I'm actually holding the road very well when I'm pushing it around those corners, and it grips and grips and grips. Like, it doesn't really move at all and doesn't leave the road at all. So it actually induces even more confidence in me to push the car further and to actually have fun. So yeah, when I talk about the Hyundai Tucson in general, I am simply wowed by the exterior and even more impressed by the interiors. The exterior has these distinctive looks that makes you stand out of the audience and, more importantly, catches people's eyeballs when you pass by them. Now, the interiors is on another league of its own. It's extremely comfortable and very premium. The seats are very plush and you have ventilated seats for these hot summer days. Also, the overall dashboard layout is actually very decent, and you don't have a lot of plastic that you see in your eye. You instead have plush leather and leather upholstery almost everywhere that you see. This large infotainment screen shows all the display and all the data that you need, and you can also look at the digital driver's display, which is actually customizable and shows you all the data that you need, especially the ADAS data when you're out on the highway. Other than that, what caught me by surprise was the leg space in the back. I got to experience the leg space in the back when I asked my videographer to drive for a bit, and this in the rear is extremely luxurious. You know, there are most cars that are either chauffeur experience or you want to drive them yourself, but this car is a perfect blend of both, wherein you will enjoy the back seat as well, but you will want to be on the driving seat of this car as well, which is a very commendable job for Hyundai. So when I talk about Mahabaleshwar, what's first that comes to mind is the strawberries, but that's not all. there's a lot more that Mahabaleshwar has to offer, mainly in terms of heritage and the British heritage that it carries. There are a lot of places that you can go and visit that actually show the British how they lived when they used to live in India. And it is actually well maintained even in today's day and time. Now, for this episode of Great Indian Drive, I actually got to take the Hyundai Tucson to Ambanali Ghat, and as you saw, I had a lot of fun with it. It made me realize that the Hyundai Tucson is not only a capable all-rounder SUV, but it actually has the performance, handling and brakes to tackle any surface. Ambanali Ghat was beautiful to drive on, and this made it a whole lot better because it held the road beautifully and its all-wheel drive system kept me safe no matter what I was doing. Plus, the road from Mumbai to Ambanali Ghat is a nice highway, and that is where I got to test out the ADAS system. For more videos like this, stay tuned to BBC Top Gear Magazine India. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is Yash Sunil saying his goodbyes, but this is not the end of it. Bye-bye.